Well, this is a blessed Sunday afternoon for football as we look at the action upcoming over the next few hours here at the Ashenine Stadium, the home of Jamaica College. And the first game of the doubleheader this afternoon will see Dunbeholden FC going up against Tivoli Gardens. Pretty warm conditions here, really warm conditions. In fact, the hottest it has been in some time. We are in the middle of a drought here in Jamaica. 30 degrees Celsius is the temperature at the moment, 63% humidity, and the wind going at 12 kilometers per hour at the moment. So, as we take a look back at the results from match week 16, Mobay United and Malines United shared the 4 goals there. Mount Pleasant got by Tivoli Gardens 2-0. Portmore United defeated Veer United by 2-0. It was goalless between Falkland and Humberland. Cavalier with a 4-1 victory over Chapter Maroons. Harbourview 2-0 over Dunbeholden, and Arnett Gardens 1-0 over Waterhouse. So after those set of results, we see the table now with Mount Pleasant on top on 35 points. They're 2 ahead of Arnett Gardens. Cavalier on 32 points in 3rd spot. The big matchup this weekend, of course, is between 1st and 3rd. Humberland, Harbourview, Dunbeholden, they complete the top 6. Waterhouse and Portmore United, they are just on the cusp of the playoff spots there. So, as we look ahead to the fixtures in match week 17, as the JPL powered by Digital rolls on this weekend, Dunbeholden against Tivoli Gardens, Falkland against Harbourview, Humberland and Montego Bay United doing battle, Waterhouse against Veer United, Malines against Arnett, Portmore United against the Chapperton Maroons, while the big Monday night fixture at the Tony Spawning Sports Complex will see Mount Pleasant going up against Cavalier. Now let's hear from the coaching staff of both these teams, Dunbeholden and Tivoli Gardens. First up, Craig Richards, who is the assistant coach at Dunbeholden.
Coach, last time out, it wasn't the best of results. It was a loss. How do you plan to fix that result and do better this time?
Well, definitely. This week has been one of our better weeks in training. The guys are very positively optimistic about the game, and the attitude this week was positive, and we know that today we should see a better result.
Coach, in your team, there's a lot of young players, notably Jones and Hodges, who started last week. Is that really your ethos of a team? That's the team that you want to push forward with young players?
Well, we believe in talent, and we have a mixture of youth and experience. So as long as a youngster is training well and they have the ability to play, then we believe that we are going to play them. So we play our best team whenever we put a team out there on any given day.
This Tivoli Gardens team, you know, they can be a very threatening bunch. How do you plan to cope with their threat, and how do you plan to get the result today?
Well, pretty much we would have watched this Tivoli team and we know what they have to offer. So we have a plan for them. We have made a few changes to counter that, and hopefully we reap the reward at the end of the game.
Are there any players in your lineup today, or any changes that you're going to use to get the result that you want?
Well, we have young Malachi back in the frame, and we have one of our senior defender who was out last week due to card, so he's back today. So we look to those players, plus we have a very strong midfield that will help us to solidify the game. And we have Stephen Barnett, who we believe is one of our top strikers, and we are banking on him, and hopefully he can deliver along with the other offensive players.
So our player to watch is Stephen Barnett, a former Tivoli Gardens player. 5 goals to his name this season. He got a double a couple of weeks ago against Falkland, and he's looking to continue that recent form into this match against his old club, Tivoli Gardens. So yeah, he's in a starting lineup, and he'll be partnering one Dean Andre Thomas. We'll get more details a little bit later on, but he's definitely our player to watch in this game. It's now time to hear from the Tivoli Gardens camp, and in particular their head coach, Jermaine Teddy Johnson.
Coach, last time out it wasn't a good result for you, it was a loss. How do you plan to fix that result and get the win today?
To be honest, we just have to work and just try to do the right thing, try to keep a clean sheet and try to score our chances.
You've been a good defensive team this season for the most part. Is that really what you're banking on to get the result today?
Yeah, you have to do defending work. You have to keep the clean sheet first. That's the first important part. Then try to get the goals that we get.
The goals that you get, they've been drying up a bit as of late. Are there any changes in your attack that you feel like can get the goals today?
Yeah, we're bringing 2 younger players up front, and we'll try to go with experience in the midfield. So that's where we try to win the game from.
That's going to be an interesting task against this Dunbeholden team who also have young players. Who do you think is going to get the best of the young versus young clash?
Tivoli Garden, for sure. That's my team, so that's my hope.
So Nakil Wright is a player to watch for Tivoli Gardens. He just has the one goal this season. It was a spectacular goal right here at the Ash9 Stadium. Usually been playing in the striker's position in recent times this season, but he's been asked to play back in the middle of the park on the right side of midfield. Let's see if he's going to be able to adjust that position for this game, but certainly Teddy Johnson just changing up things a bit as far as his starting lineup is concerned, and he's still a critical player, Nakil Wright. We take a short break. When we return, the teams will walk out and we'll have the kickoff. Stay with us. We welcome you back to the home of Jamaica College and the Ash9 Sports Complex in particular. It's the Jamaica Premier League powered by Digicel. Dunbeholden against Tivoli Gardens, the first match on offer here. Wherever you're watching all over the world, thank you so much for joining our coverage here on the Home of Champions. My name is Donald Oliver, and in recent times, well, Dunbeholden, they've gotten the better of Tivoli Gardens more often than not. And yeah, they'll be looking to try and continue that trend against this Tivoli Gardens team. And let's see how they will come to the fore once more. They do have 8 clean sheets this season, Dunbeholden, but they've actually failed to score in 7 matches. So when you take a look at that statistic in particular, they are pretty inconsistent They are 6th in the Premier League. They could fall as low as 9th if they fail to beat Tivoli Gardens today. And as the two teams make their way out to the middle, they know what is before them, and they need to really come to the fore as they try to advance in the league. I'm with Leger Williams. And Leger, what are your thoughts on this fixture? What are you expecting?
I'm expecting a tough game. Both of these teams can play the ball around on this surface. Usually that's a hard task. But I'm expecting both teams to really come out, try to play. Both of these teams need to win. Both of them coming off of a loss in the last round of fixtures. So they'll be looking forward to try and get the wheels back turning on their season. Dunbeholden looking to solidify themselves in the top 6 yet again. Of course, they went to the final last time out. And Tivoli are looking to get back there. Tivoli, a team of such prestige in the Jamaican footballing landscape. So they'll be looking to really try and exert some pressure on the teams above them, including Dunbeholden, and try and get the result today.
Yeah, they want to exert some pressure to the Gardens, but it's been a minute since they have scored goals here. And Dunbeholden, with their young crop, will be hoping to keep that clean sheet. And the teams will meet each other, and in short order we'll get the kickoff on the way. But yeah, Tivoli Gardens, especially, you see them in the orange, black and white. They haven't scored a goal in 347 minutes worth of football, and that's quite a drought for them, and they'll be hoping to break the mold. They've made a few changes, if not in the lineup, but in terms of the formation and who plays where. We'll get into details in short order. Dunbeholden, on the other hand, as I mentioned before, they've kept 8 clean sheets this season, but on too many occasions they have failed to score. They do have a record of 3-3-3 against Tivoli Gardens, so these two teams pretty much even. O'Shane Nation, the man in the middle, he'll be assisted by Joshua Jackson and Victor Archer. Stefan Dua is the 4th official. But yeah, lots to look forward to, lots to look ahead to. These two teams, there's usually goals in this fixture. As we take a look at the Dunbeholden starting lineup, Damien Hyatt between the sticks, Ricardo Thomas, Devontae Hodges, Zakia Wills and O'Dane Samuels. That back four has been pretty consistent for Dunbeholden. In the middle of the park, Tyrese Gow, Fabian McCarthy, Shaquille Powell and Malachi Douglas. Behind Stephen Barnett and Dean Andre Thomas makes a start for Dunbeholden.
Yeah, two things about this lineup stick out for me. First of all, it will be O'Dane Samuels coming in for Okima Jones. I think Okima Jones has been relatively good at right back, and then in addition to that, it's a dropping of Peter McGregor, who has been struggling this season to find the back of the net. So they've replaced him with Dean Andre Thomas, not usually a natural striker, but he'll be looking to drop in between the lines, combine with the midfield, and try and see if he can get some goals.
Yeah, forgot about that change with O'Dane Samuels actually returning to the lineup in place of Okima Jones. For Tivoli Gardens, Nicholas Clark is between the sticks. Keena Simpson, O'Dean Pennicook, Christopher Matthews and Alton Lewis. That's a consistent back four in recent times in the middle of the park. Rodrigo Wellington will be playing on the left side of the midfield. Nakil Wright on the right. Kevin Garnett and Anthony Thompson down the middle. And up top, Diego McKenzie. And the youngster, Devontae McCrea from Camperdown, making his debut.
Yeah, that's an interesting call. Tivoli have been lacking in the goals department, so I guess they needed to make a change. So McCrea, who played for Camperdown this past season, he'll be looking to make an impact. It's going to be interesting to see how Tivoli really try and get at this Dunbeholden lineup. Diego McKenzie started the season so well scoring, has really hit the heights, so he'll be looking to improve in that regard.
What's the storyline going to be for this afternoon? The sun has left us again, and the referees will just wait until the clock ticks over to the top of the hour, which is 3 o'clock Jamaica time. We're just a few seconds out from that, and the players will keep warm in the meantime. But we're just about ready for the action to get on the way. Tivoli Gardens in their traditional orange and black and white. Dunbeholden, of course, in full blue and red stockings, and we are on the way here. There will be a lot of running in the front line of Dunbeholden as Tivoli Gardens, with a change in personnel in formation. I think they knew that there had to be changes made creatively in the middle of the park. And it's good for them to have Diego McKenzie back. Samuels with the throw. Ball played inside, looking for Thomas. Thomas was trying to force the issue here and get Malachi Douglas into the thick of things. Now it goes the other way. Tivoli Gardens coming forward. It's an opportunity here. And there was impeding going on. Making a run towards goal there. And
it was Nikhil Wright
was the one running. He's going to have a lot of space to run into.
That's the hope at the very least. No dispute over whoever will be taking this one. It will be Rodica Wellington, set piece specialist.
It's just within range for him, you know, I think. Rodica Wellington. Three-man wall set up by Dunbeholden. Wellington may just blast this goalwards. Well, it was just a blast. And it was way off target then.
Yeah, but I don't think Dunbeholden would have liked that start. Their coaching staff, there being so much space to start the game off with, for their team to be faced with a transition immediately. So they're off and running again. Devante Hodges.
Yep. Ball playing centre back, getting his wing back into the possession early, into the game early.
It's almost as if Dunbeholden has a two youngster policy for their starting lineup. Taking out Okima Jones, but putting in Malachi Douglas, his captain at the Costa Cup level. They're saying, all right, one is out, but, you know, we'll put you in. We can't have three, so let's just have the two.
McCarthy. Douglas got a touch there. Sends it out wide. Samuels. Ball played inside. Oh, what a lovely delivery that was. Just evaded Dean Andre Thomas. I thought he had timed his run to perfection there. But he just couldn't get on the end of that one. Only just missing it.
Yeah, how didn't he get a touch on that one? What a delivery that was by Shaquille Powell. And you can see immediately Jermaine Teddy Johnston on the Tivoli bench saying, you're not getting close enough to the players. Because Dunbeholden did have a lot of time.
They did.
Especially Shaquille Powell having a lot of time to just pick his spot, pick who he wanted to pick out in that box. But right away, we're seeing the signs that this could be a real end-to-end battle.
There's a whole lot of helicopter activity going on around the Ashenheim Stadium, so you'll be hearing a lot of that as Tivoli Gardens coming forward now. But no can do with that attack. It's a throw that's going to go in favor of Dunbeholden. Tivoli Gardens in the attacking third now. Ball played out wide. Can he get a good delivery inside? The flag has gone up for offside against him anyway. Keena Simpson going into enemy territory. Yeah, so we're hearing a lot of that because the hills in the background there are on fire. So I think those from the JDF just helping out with the situation there in trying to cool what's going on over on the far side, which is the backdrop for this game. So you're going to be hearing a lot of helicopters in the background for the next, I don't know, a couple of hours at least before the sun sets because of the drought. The hillside pretty much on fire.
Not pretty much, very, very on fire. But we're hoping to see some fire in the pitch as well. The game has started well.
Yeah, it has. In Tivoli Gardens, again, looking to go into transition. They've settled a little bit here. And here they are, looking to build numbers. It's a long ball inside the box, looking for the youngster, McRae. And it was nodded away. It's going to be a corner kick. He may just be instrumental in today's game, you know, the Camperdown youngster.
Yeah, quite wiry frame, tall.
Was a handful at the schoolboy football level, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. The Camperdown team could have done some serious things, but
we say that every year, don't we? We really do say that every year.
Didn't work out for them. They had a tough group, though.
That they did. Wellington is behind this one. The first corner kick of the game. And Wellington takes it. Not a bad delivery. It's come all the way across and it's an own goal. That is so unfortunate for Dunbeholden. He tried to get out of the way, Zakia Wilkes, but it went right off him and across the line, and it's so unfortunate for Dunbeholden. And Tivoli Gardens, they are now on the score sheet after having scored a goal for 343 minutes before the start of this game. Luck is now on their side and they are ahead.
And that's what quality deliveries into the box does. It causes disarray among the back line, and that's exactly what happened. Wilkes there just couldn't deal with the ball coming in, couldn't contort his body to get out of the way. And once it hit him, the ball was only going in one place. I'm sure Dika Wellington will want to be credited with that assist, and he should be, because it was his delivery that really caused the damage in the first place. And now Dunbeholden have a hole to dig themselves out of.
350 minutes and out. The drought for Tivoli Gardens. And they finally have a goal in the Premier League. Can Dunbeholden respond?
The last time Tivoli scored a goal in the league, it was against Arnett Gardens, and Arnett Gardens came back in that game
to win. So
it'll be interesting, and if you remember, Tivoli started that game really well as well. So it'll be interesting to see if they can continue and keep up the pressure against this Dunbeholden team. I must say that Nikhil right on that left-hand side has started really brightly as well.
And it was necessary, wasn't it? Jermaine Thomas is the man in charge at Dunbeholden. Dunbeholden, a team which finished out of the playoffs 2 seasons ago. Then, of course, last season, that wonderful run all the way through to the final of the Jamaica Premiership. Just to, of course, to be beaten by the Stars of the East. Here's the ball played inside and overcooked on that occasion. And in the Battle of the Germains, the other one leading Tivoli Gardens is the former national striker, Jermaine Teddy Johnson. An interesting discussion was had this week about an all-star Reggae Boys or an all-time Reggae Boys starting lineup. Based on what I have seen over the years, I would have put him in my starting lineup on whichever wing, along with Walter Boyd and Luton Shelton down the middle. But yeah, he really was a wonderful player, Jermaine Teddy Johnson. Wonderful striker as well. Samuels lost it to Wright. Wright needs some help. And His team will get the throw.
It's a battle of the youngsters, a battle of the schoolboys. McCray and Hodges.
There's no Justin Dunn, of course, in the starting lineup for Tivoli Gardens. But coming back into the fray for Tivoli is Diego McKenzie.
Haven't seen too much of him on the ball so far.
No, we haven't. He has 3 goals to his name so far. But a number of these players have come from far together. McKenzie. Attended the same primary school as Dunn, Justin Dunn. They all went to Holy Family Primary, which is also the school of one Jermaine Teddy Johnson as well. A number of Tivoli Gardens players in the past have come out of Holy Family Primary, who dominated for quite a few years the primary schools competition. We're talking about Teddy Johnson himself, of course, Christopher Jackson, Kasai Hines, the former skipper, defender. All from Holy Family. They know each other really well, and he's a part of the alumni as well, the head coach of Tivoli Gardens now.
That's always been a staple of any Tivoli Gardens team. A lot of them coming from the area, so they know what it means like to represent Tivoli. They're not only representing the club, they're representing our entire community. So that's always going to be going for them. And it's always there in how tough you see Tivoli Gardens teams are over the years.
Rafaelita Tyson Banner would have coached the likes of Dunn and McKenzie as well at Holy Family. I think she's still coaching. But yeah, it is very personal for Teddy Johnson in particular, and he wouldn't be pleased. Well, before they just broke the statistic of them scoring for the first time in 350 minutes of JPL football. They have to do some defending now, and Dunbeholden unable to really breach right, going on the run and then misplacing that pass. And the whistle goes and the yellow card is going to be shown. I think it was shown to McCarthy. We'll get confirmation in just a little while, or maybe it was Wilkes. If it was Wilkes, he's not having a good afternoon at all.
Yeah, he'll have to get himself into the game sooner rather than later, Wilkes. I think that one was the follow-through.
Yeah, which wasn't necessary, was it? In the meantime, a player is down for Tivoli Gardens as we confirm the yellow card to Wilkes. Before this game, Tivoli Gardens, they would have scored about 15 goals in 16 matches. And this is the worst return that Tivoli Gardens have had in about 20 years in the Jamaica Premier League. He knows this, and that's why he made a couple of changes in personnel. That's why he has started the youngster in Devontae McCray. And yeah, hasn't touched the ball a lot, McCray, but the likes of Wellington dropping deeper in midfield and Nikhil Wright seeing more of the ball would have benefited Tivoli Gardens in terms of the style of play. And this is how they took the lead. A stroke of luck, obviously, came off Wilkes, the delivery from Rodrigo Wellington.
He was just trying his best to get out of the way, but it just couldn't be done.
I'm not sure. Afterwards, he was pointing to his arm, like, I think he was wondering if it could have been disallowed because it came off his arm.
I'm sure he would have rather.
He would have rather given it. Exactly.
At least his team would have had a chance. Hodges getting tight. trying to play one over the top.
Yeah, where you see that from him, Devontae Hodges. How will Dunbeholden respond? That's the question. But both these teams in a situation where they reckon that they have to change a few things. Not quite desperation, but in terms of their ambition to go into the playoffs, they know that they just have to be better. And here they come, and there they go. The opportunity wasted again.
And I think tactically both of these two teams match up really well against one another because they play very similar systems. You have Dunbeholden and Tivoli Gardens who play a 4-4-2, but both of the outside wingers like to tuck in a lot and play centrally, allowing a lot of space for the fullbacks to overlap. So it'll be very interesting to see how either team diverts from that to gain an advantage in the game.
Dunbeholden with the majority of the possession. They haven't quite utilized it well, of course. But they're going at 55% at the moment. Here's McCarthy. Hodges. Then again goes long. And over on that side, Alton Lewis. McCarthy. Thomas now getting his goalkeeper involved. Hodges. Was there a handled ball there? Play continues. Well, the flag was up for offside anyway. Offside against Dean Andre Thomas. Windy conditions, but the sun is back with us.
Not sure if that's a positive or a negative, the sun.
Especially with the environmental conditions that we have. Dunbeholden, what can they do here? Simpson was in the way. Now it's with Nakil Wright. Wright skipping by one challenge. That's wonderfully done. And the second, looking for the good pass. It's not a bad one. Tivoli Gardens still in transition here. This is Rodica Wellington. Wellington looking for a good ball inside the area. It wasn't a bad one either. But Dunbeholden, with just a hint of desperation, managed to clear. Barnett held it up. And McCarthy looking for options. And he's gone right to Samuels. And Samuels on a little trick. Touching inside, looking for the return. Not sure he'll be able to get there ahead of one, or Dean Pennycook, one of the better defenders in the league, who did enough there.
Yeah, he did. Had to be quick across the ground to make up the ground, and O'Dane Samuels did well to shepherd it. Won a foul in the end. But once again, I think this near side to us, the right-hand side for Dunbeholden, the left-hand side for Tivoli, is going to be really, really key in this game. Because O'Dane Samuels does like to get forward. And Jermaine Teddy Johnson has stationed Nikhil right on that side, who I've seen already in this game likes to get forward and evade challenges himself. So if O'Dane Samuels is going to vacate that much space and leave Nikhil right, it might cause Dunbeholden a whole lot of problems in this game.
Well, Samuels is screaming for the ball and he won't get it. But he does well to get it from Simpson. Samuels inside the area. Oh, he just lost his footing at the most critical time. Whether there was a bit of entanglement there, we probably have to wait on the replay to see, but he's still down for the second time in a minute. This time he's in the opposition penalty area. And Thomas is trying to win it for Dunbeholden. Now this is Ricardo Thomas. Nice chest down. Douglas trying to get the shot. It was blocked. Ricardo Thomas on it now. Samuel's back on his feet. And they couldn't keep that one in. It's going to be a throw into Tivoli Gardens.
It was integral that Pennycook got across. You were just lauding him as one of the better centre-backs in the league.
Yeah.
And he proved why there. Just the pressure from him alone really put off for Dane Samuels, who did excellently initially to get there ahead of Keno Simpson. Pennycook, who didn't start the season as captain, took over around week 5 or 6.
Well, here's Wellington trying to barrel his way through. Couldn't do so. And now he goes the other way. Streaming forward. Barnett on it. Barnett, oh, that wasn't the best ball across to Powell. Tyrese Gow just running into some traffic there. Ball over the top. It's a big opportunity for Tivoli Gardens here. Twisting, turning McRae. Well, this is McRae.
Wanted a bit too long on the ball there.
Yeah.
And then that one was a bit too long.
I think it was Mackenzie with the initial opportunity there.
Yeah, it was.
Almost a mix-up there. McRae trying to keep that one in. Keeper was well off his line, Damien Hyatt.
Still off his line. It's almost as if he was trying to pass off responsibility there.
Definitely needed a little bit more urgency on that occasion from the goalkeeper.
This game has started at a really good tempo. Back and forth, both teams, not necessarily any wide open chances, clear-cut chances, but each team with a lot of half chances. And of course, as McRae there needs some treatment, and of course, Tivoli has a lead via a Wilkes own goal.
Yeah, Zakia Wilkes was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
But even if you look back at the replay of that goal, even if he didn't get a touch, McRae was right there at the back post, ready to tap that in. But
so on it guns. The squad in the stands. Well, didn't they play some fantastic football last time we saw them?
Don't even get me started. I'll save all of that praise for their game after this one.
Well, let's see. It's a different field.
It is a different field. It will be more difficult.
It will be.
But we've seen Arnett really switch up their style and play a transitional game, as we're seeing between Dunbeholden and Tivoli now. Both teams trying to get the ball as forward as quickly as possible. So it's a possibility that the coaches have seen the quality of the field and have said, okay, instead of playing our usual game, in the case of Dunbeholden, which is more shorter passes, generally we're going to try and get the ball up the field quicker to then attack our opponents in that way.
Wellington on the ball now. Well, that looks dangerous across the field. But Keno Simpson driving forward. Nice touch inside. Gets a return. Wonderful stuff. Simpson. Earns the corner. Wellington is the one who's going to go across to take it. Of course, he was the architect of the mistake from Wilkes to give Tivoli Gardens the lead. He actually did score the equalizer from the penalty spot last year against Dunbeholden. Their 1-1 draw did Rodika Wellington. Here's the delivery again. Oh, mix up at the back once more. The whistle goes though. And there was a handball inside the area, and the free kick will go in favor of Dunbeholden. But Wellington, who hasn't scored since netting a double against Mobay United on January 29 earlier this year, creating havoc with his deliveries inside the area.
Yeah, he really has been putting in some real quality deliveries. 2 corners now, Rodica Wellington. And that's what you need from your set-piece specialists, for them to deliver on a consistent basis.
Well, he hasn't scored for 296 minutes, Rodica Wellington.
Well, you're really in your maths bag today, Donald.
What can I say? I did a lot of counting earlier today, that's for sure. As a Manchester United supporter, you can tell.
I was trying to
avoid the situation. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Here's Tivoli Gardens. They do have a free kick. McRae was fouled there. McRae. Wellington trying to find McRae. Stubborn defending. Now it's Simpson. Simpson rifling a shot. And McCarthy being pressured by McRae. Flag is up for offside.
Yeah, Dean Andre Thomas, not for the first time. But the third time he's been offside. Trying to live on the last line of the defense, Dean Andre Thomas, who has had some very good substitute cameos over the past couple weeks. So he's earned himself a start in this game in place of Peter McGregor, Dunbeholden's number 27.
I don't think you want to hear the stats of Peter McGregor.
I don't think he will want to hear it. I'm sure he's been hearing it all week. That's the reason why he's on the bench today.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate for him.
I'm sure
has lost all confidence, I think, the 22-year-old.
I'm sure he'll still be willing and able when he comes off the bench, if he does come off the bench, to make an impact.
Australian Nation and Rodica Wellington at it. Yeah, Wellington was in Jamaica. They'd say Holland pulling him. Ricardo Thomas. It's going to be a free kick to Dunbeholden as they try to get another opportunity going forward. Ricardo Thomas appears to be okay. But yeah, Rodica Wellington did actually go into the referee Australian Nations book for that challenge. Looks as if he's still in some pain as Hodges sends this one inside the area. Well, that was awkward.
For
until it
parties.
eventually wasn't. Nicholas Clark eventually collecting. Simpson now.
Tivoli definitely favoring this left-hand side of theirs.
Yeah, so McGregor. His last goal came June 26th last year against Cavalier, and that was in the first leg of their epic semi-final playoffs. He hasn't scored since, and that's 802 minutes of football.
Quick maths.
He wants to break that as quickly as possible. But yeah, just lacking in some confidence. Not the same player we saw last year. He had 8 goals to his name last season. Just hasn't been able to break the cycle or jinx or spell, if you will, McGregor. And of course, his head coach is Jermaine Thomas, who would have known him so well through high school at McGrath. He was their standout players. He was their standout player throughout his years at McGrath High. This is Wellington's delivery again. Was there a handled ball there? O'Shea Nation was right there, you know, he immediately waved play on. This is Barnett for Dunbeholden. Can they strike? He wants to strike. It's well over the top.
That's really, really poor decision making there by Barnett. A striker's decision, but here's the delivery from Radika Wellington not too long ago. He did strike arm, but it was the arm of a Tivoli Gardens player.
Obviously, they were colorblind in appealing.
At this point, I just think every time a ball is whipped into the box, they're going to appeal.
A bit amazed that they didn't appeal for Zakia Wilkes' effort. I was about to mention that it's pretty decent support over on the far side, but the majority of the support over there is Zanik Garden squad and probably their allies and family over on that far side. There they are. And there's your captain, Fabian Reed.
I have a lot to say about him as well. But before that, we have Dunbeholden. Free kick opportunity. The sun has really come out now.
Yep. Here's the kick coming in. Oh, that's a wonderful delivery. Excellent save by Nicholas Clark. From point blank range, Dunbeholden inches away from the equalizer, and somehow Stephen Barnett couldn't get his sixth this season.
He was hiding his eyes from the sun before the ball was whipped in, but he was right on cue, right on the mark to get that save. He was headed straight to him, but he still had to react immediately. Nicholas Clark. What a save that was. What a delivery it was by Go.
Yep,
as
indeed.
well.
Wonderful stuff. And now Dunbeholden with a bit of momentum here. Here's Thomas's delivery. Another wonderful one. At the near post, it was Barnett again.
This time trying to get more of a flicked effort on. They've given another corner. Not sure which Tivoli play it came off of. I didn't see that one, but it will be another corner for Dunbeholden.
Back-to-back corner kicks for Dunbeholden. Thomas has gone across to take it. This one is going to be in swinging. There are, what, 6 players inside the box, 7 players inside the box to Dunbeholden. It's sent inside the area, and it's cleared by Tivoli Gardens. They want to keep it alive. Barnett trying to win it.
He was offside, Barnett.
I actually didn't think he was, but okay. We'll have to take the word of the assistant referee.
Of the professional.
Yeah, yeah. Mind you, we're actually placed in...
No, we're placed in a very good position.
To spot the offside on this side of the field, yes.
But they have more of a trained eye.
Right. That was a foul throw, by the way.
That's one of my big pet peeves in football, you know.
What's that?
Foul throws. You're a professional footballer. Shouldn't be doing that, but, you know, sometimes there are lapses. They're human after all.
Thomas didn't make proper connection to make that pass. He's going to get this again. McCarthy on it. Samuels. Hodges goes long. Dean Andre Thomas will get there, trying to put it back.
Well done by Christopher Matthews on that
Indeed.
occasion.
Oh, Hodges ventures forward and intercepts. Lovely play from the centre back. Oh, showing that he can do a couple of things.
Wins a foul as well. For a big guy, he's really nimble, isn't he?
He is. Got the better of Thompson on that occasion. This is a little deeper from what was done before from Gao, sent in a perfect ball inside the box. And this one to be handled by Keno Simpson. It's headed behind for a corner kick to Dunbeholden.
There's a second really tantalizing delivery by Gao, causing a lot of problems in that Tivoli Gardens box.
They've had the majority of the chances, haven't they, Dunbeholden? Ricardo Thomas again to take this corner kick. Here it comes at the back post. Yeah, too much on it. Yeah, really too much on it. Wellington nods this one inside. Ball is played through. Keeper Hyatt, much more alert on this occasion in collecting that one. This is Ricardo Thomas. Barney committing the infringement there. Right. Simpson. Pennycook looking to go over the top. Headed away. Lofted ball inside the area. Too much again on that service. About 6 minutes away from the half-time interval. Two of the Guns would love to get a second goal here. Garnett for Wellington. Yeah, Lewis was under pressure. Referee didn't see the handled ball there. Play continues. Garnett. Samuel's on it. Simpson was in the way. Here's Tivoli. McRae trying to go through. And there was a trailing leg that was left out. Well,
that one didn't look good at all. It really hasn't been Wilkes' first half, has it?
no, it hasn't. Well, he's on his feet and he's able to put some weight on it. Still in some degree of pain though, Zakia Wilkes.
You can see Malachi Douglas getting some instruction there. It's been, his position has been very interesting to me this first half as well. Hasn't been getting on the ball. Not really putting much weight on it in that instance, Wilkes. Yeah, but Malachi Douglas hasn't been getting on the ball enough for me. Hasn't been making those late runs into the box either that allowed him to thrive at the schoolboy level.
Well, he does have familiar faces. Hodges at the back. Jones on the bench. Won't be able to make much of an impact if you're on the bench, but nevertheless, familiar faces.
And just the fact that he's playing on that right-hand side of midfield, I'm assuming that maybe the coach, as I joked around earlier, saying that maybe they have a two youngster policy. Maybe it's just the fact that he didn't want three inexperienced players playing all on one side of the field.
Yeah.
Malachi Douglas, extremely talented young player.
And remember that they do have Brian Burkett on the bench as well.
Another one.
From St. George's College. Here's an opportunity for Wright. He goes to the turf, manages to keep possession right. And, well, youthful exuberance in the end. McCarthy was annoyed. Flag goes up. Another offside against Dunbeholden. And the change is going to be made with Stephen Young coming on the part to replace Zakia Wilkes.
No, Chevoy Watkins.
Oh, Chevoy Watkins, sorry. Chevoy Watkins.
I do see the resemblance between him and Stephen Young.
Completely different team. Yes, it is Watkins who replaces Wilkes. Here they are, Dunbeholden. Ball flicked inside, and it's going to be a corner kick. We're hearing that 3 minutes of stoppages will be played, and maybe another bit of stoppage here. Go colliding with Pennycook. Corner kick taken short. Manages to go outside and takes the shot. Didn't have a lot of power behind it. Thomas collects this one. Here's McCarthy trying to play that one through to Barnett. Intercepted. McCarthy again trying to go over the top looking for Powell. Simpson was in the way. Wellington has to be careful here. He's on a yellow card, is he not?
Yeah, and he's playing with his heart on his sleeve still. That's the only way he knows how.
Well, he just needs to be careful here. Free kick to Dunbeholden. This one whipped inside the area, not a bad delivery. Clark in no man's land, and it's put across the line by Barnett. Barnett on the doorstep there, getting his 6th this season, the 25-year-old. Clark was looking for an infringement on the play, and it wasn't forthcoming. And on the stroke of the halftime interval, Dunbeholden there back level 1-1.
Yeah, Stephen Barnett passed up one opportunity earlier. He was making no mistake this time. They're asking for the foul, but it was his own player.
Yeah.
Pennycook, it seemed like, who impeded him. And Dunbeholden, once they got that chance, he definitely wasn't missing that one. 1-1, and Dunbeholden, you have to say, have deserved that equalizer in this game.
Yep. So much possession of the ball. And
So many.
finally, conversion.
So many chances.
Well, 1 minute shy as far as stoppage time was concerned. According to referee O'Shea Nation, he's seen enough though. And after 45 minutes, well, his goal, his 6th this season, has brought Dunbeholden back in it. After an own goal from the now injured Zakia Wilkes had given to the Gardens the advantage. He will take no further part in this game, having been replaced late in the first half. He's in some pain, physical and psychological, I suppose, at the end of it all. After 45 minutes, though, we're back where we started. Both teams level, 1-1.
been a first half of excitement in this one. Dunbeholden 1, Tivoli Gardens 1 after 45 minutes. A lot has taken place in that first half. Let's see some highlights. Shane Nation starting this one. It was Dunbeholden who got the first chance. Dean Andre Thomaso just couldn't get his head on that one. That could have been the opening goal, but it wasn't here. It was though. And it was our own goal. Wilkes for Dunbeholden, the centre back. For a myriad of reasons, he did not have the best first half. And this was just the start of it. Oh, that's extremely unlucky on his part. Next it was Go whipping in something lovely. And Barnett he got his head on it. But it was an excellent save in the end by Nicholas Clark. Right at the goalkeeper that one. It was Go again causing problems. But this problem was fatal for Tivoli Gardens. And Barnett said, I'm not passing up two opportunities. Heading this one on home from point blank range, making the scoreline 1-1. Dunbeholden 1, Tivoli Gardens 1. And that was all she wrote for the first 45 minutes of this one. We have some first half statistics. 4 shots for Dunbeholden to Tivoli Gardens, only 1. They didn't need a shot to score, of course, so they have none on target. 2 shots on target for Dunbeholden. Barnett with both of those. 16 fouls between both teams. It's been a tough one, especially in the midfield areas. 1 yellow card apiece, no red cards. Dunbeholden have been on the last line of the defense very often. 5 offsides to Tivoli Gardens 1. 4 corners for Dunbeholden to Tivoli Gardens 2. 1 save has had to be made by Nicholas Clark, and it was a lovely one, as you just saw. Dunbeholden dominating possession as well, with 53% to Tivoli Gardens 47%. And at the end of the first half, the scoreline is Dunbeholden 1, Tivoli Gardens 1. It's been a good half. We're going to take a short break now and let's see if the second half can live up to the first.
A little bit later on, we'll see Malines United against Arnett Gardens. Starting at 5:30 p.m. Jamaica time, 6:30 p.m. in the Eastern Caribbean. You can watch that on Sportsman 2, and then tomorrow in the NBA, the Celtics against the Cavs. That's tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Jamaica time, 8 in the Eastern Caribbean. You can watch that on Sportsmax. So back here at the Ashenheim Stadium, the home of Jamaica College, Dunbeholden against Tivoli Gardens. Pretty much back where we started, at 1 apiece. Leger Williams still with me. Your thoughts?
It was a very good first half, in my opinion. I think both teams showed a lot of attacking endeavor. They tried to score goals. They tried to be on the front foot. Dunbeholden more so than Tivoli. Tivoli started really well, but tapered off. Similarly, you were mentioning earlier in the game about the fact that Tivoli had the last time they scored was 4 games ago now against Arnett Gardens. And similarly in that game, they started the game by scoring, taking the lead, and then conceding late in the first half, then went on to be dominated in the second, ended up losing that game 2-1. Dunbeholden would definitely like a repeat of that. Tivoli will be trying all that they can to ensure that a repeat of that doesn't happen. So it's going to be interesting to see how this second half pans out. If Tivoli can get back into the game and start going on the front foot more, if Dunbeholden can continue to sustain pressure as they have been, if they can sustain it more, maybe try use some of their substitutes. Nicoy Christian is on the bench. He can come on. Brian Burkett is on the bench. He can come on. Even McGregor can come on and be a handful in this game as well. So it will be very interesting to see how this second half pans out.
But we did sense the tide turning in the first half, didn't we, after Tivoli had gone ahead?
Yeah, it's almost as if because Tivoli, once they take the lead, it's almost as if they try to say, okay, we have the lead, we have something to protect. Let's try and see if we can ride this wave out. And then in turn, as we see Nicoy Christian there, one of the elite creators in this league. But yeah, back to Tivoli, it's almost as if Tivoli is saying, okay, we have this lead. Let's try and see if we can then, try and see out this game. But they score way too early to do that. It was so early in the game. It was always going to be difficult to defend against a team. And yes, they have been relatively dangerous on transition, but they have been getting the numbers for it. You think about even Alton Lewis, who usually gets forward at a high rate, hasn't been doing it at all on the right-hand side. That may be down to Dunbeholden pushing them back, especially Go on that left-hand side. So Tivoli have to change something attacking-wise. Their midfield isn't really in the game as well. So they have a lot to really get going. It's really just been Nakil Wright pushing forward. Go there has whipped in some delightful deliveries from set-piece opportunities in that first half. Talented player Go. Nicholas Clark there in the Tivoli goal. Made a lovely save, but I wouldn't mind to see a repeat of the first half in the second.
Yep, and the second half is now on the way here with Dunbeholden holding possession in the opening moments of this second half, and they try to go in transition, ball play inside looking for Barnett, and no issues there for Nicholas Clark. There were some strong words at the interval there between Clark and a couple of his teammates in the aftermath of that concession just before the halftime break. Seems as if that has been sorted out as Wellington goes to the turf once more. Free kick to Tivoli Gardens.
And I said that we didn't see much of Alton Lewis in that first half. It will be him to deliver this ball into the box, try and create an opportunity at the beginning of the second.
Usually really good with his deliveries, Lewis. Of course, there's always an exception. Here's Gao. Pretty comfortable on the ball there on that occasion, Watkin. Douglas trying to play it out wide. Samuels lost it. Simpson wins it, looking for options. Keno Simpson goes long, too long. Thomas Going long, looking for Dean Andre Thomas. Will commit to the foul there. The Guards have the set piece in their own half. Shamoy Watkin in the wars. Well, that's an interesting hairstyle and color. Do you know the design? You're hip, Leger.
Yeah, it's a pitch.
Oh, it's a pitch?
Yeah, he fell onto some paint.
Oh. Huh.
And I can tell how quote unquote hip you are by the fact that you use the word hip.
Which says a lot if since you understood, right? Ball played out wide. Just got a touch on it, which was necessary. Pennycook.
Had a very good first half, Pennycook, but it was him who fell into his goalkeeper, Nicholas Clark, to lead to the concession of the goal. I know it's going to be another set piece. Dunbeholden, I think this is their 5th corner of the game.
Yeah, Ricardo Thomas behind this one. Having a bit of difficulty with the wind and somehow managed to have a conversation with the ball in the process.
Probably telling it to stay.
Right. There's the delivery. Headed away. Hodges retrieves. Go. Watkin. Back to his goalkeeper. Damien Hyatt, who hasn't really had a whole lot to do. Samuel's now on it. Looking for Gao. Simpson just managed to, or Alton Lewis just managed to put that one away. Powell. Gao. Gao decides to go goalwards. Simpson now. McCarthy has it. Gao. Powell. Powell goes long. Good play. Dean Andre Thomas. To the byline, pulls it across. Pennycook in the way. Go with the third. Fires that one across. Dunbeholden still with it.
And they've won yet another corner. Nikhil Wright tracking back on that occasion, staying with his marker.
Samuels has been busy so far in this encounter. Ricardo Thomas to take the corner kick. That's a lovely delivery inside. Wow, Hodges was right there on the line.
I think that one just ricocheted off him. He didn't know too much about it, but he knew enough about it that he probably should have scored. Fabian McCarthy clearly upset about something, but here's a chance again. Oh.
Came off Thomas initially, I believe. But what a ball that was. Yep, it came off Thomas. Inadvertently came off Hodges. And Clark gleefully accepted it goal.
Yeah, Nicholas Clark hasn't looked too confident dealing with deliveries that are close to him in proximity.
Gow gets the return, trying to set it out wide, will win it back, gets it across to Douglas. Malachi Douglas driving this one, and it's touched over, just over. Powell had to use his reflexes there to get the shot on target, and Clark had to do the same to put it over the top.
Yeah, that was a, I don't want to say it was a good chance, but it almost was, because that could have turned out into a goal. Another instinctive save by Nicholas Clark. Dunbeholden really applying the pressure at this current moment. As you see, a couple of their substitutes, Akima Jones and Peter McGregor, looking on.
Ricardo Thomas is ready. There's the delivery. Not a bad one again. Still an opportunity. The shot is blocked. They're pleading for a handled ball there, but the hand was clearly tucked in.
And Anthony Thompson made sure to not move his arm afterwards to show the referee that, yeah, I'm not guilty. But Dunbeholden yet again applying more pressure.
Thomas. Another good delivery inside, and it's headed over the top. Was that from Douglas?
Might have been Dean Andre Thomas, who has been so active. He's lived on the pitch and lived with the pitch, almost as if he's become a part of it. Went to see the first second substitution of the afternoon. Howard Morris will be making his way on.
We'll confirm who he has replaced in short order. May have been McCray, no? Or Thompson, maybe. Yep, it is Anthony Thompson who's off. Douglas over the top. Barnett at Pinnacle for company. Now it has crossed the line.
I think there's way too much space between the lines for Tivoli Gardens. They're allowing Dunbeholden to always have a player in between those spaces when building up, making it really easy for them to transition from defense to midfield, from midfield to attack. And it's allowing them to constantly have a player in certain positions to create chances. That's going to be a worry for Tivoli for the remaining portion of this game.
Shane Nation is having a conversation with, well, Morris before. Let's find out if he's all right. Samuels was pleading his innocence. Morris. Ball is played through. McCray. McCray straight into the hands of Damian Hyatt. Hyatt was almost getting bored between the sticks. Ricardo Thomas to deliver. He's been wonderful since the second half in providing deliveries inside the area. Waiting on his turn to set this one inside the area. Again, a conversation being had. Barnett, Pennycook, and referee Nation. And the tussle continues inside the box. Here's the ball inside the area. Thomas will have another try. Touched inside, and, well, that was way off the mark, whether it was a pass or a shot. Dunbeholden on the ball. Here's a shot ball, wonderful! And another top save from Nicholas Clark. He had to extend himself there to push that one over the bar. But what wonderful movement from Shakeen Powell. And Clark with another spectacular save.
Hurt himself in the process as well. It's probably the landing. But some imagination there by Shakeen Powell to get that shot off initially. Seemed as if he was never going to be denied taking that shot on. And it was dipping in and it had to be saved. And Nicholas Clark has pulled off probably what now his third really good save of the game. Radico Wellington clearly really upset about something.
Yep, he may have been at fault for the equalizer for not being sturdy enough. But really, in top form here. Look at this. Just wonderful from Nicholas Clark.
Yeah, that's a pivotal save if I've ever seen one.
Ricardo Thomas again. Ball easily handled by the Tivoli Gardens defense.
Seems as if we're going to see a triple change by Dunbeholden.
Stephen Williams is on. I think Stephen Williams came on for Barnett. Nicole Christian is getting ready to come on as well.
Okima Jones making his entrance for Odain Samuels. Good game back, first game back, Odain Samuels. Okima Jones has been filling in admirably at the right back position. Last change we saw Nicole Christian coming on.
Yeah, Christian has come on for Shaquille Powell. Yeah, that change was going to be made before that spectacular effort.
Head-to-head collision, needing immediate assistance. And immediately, Stephen Williams is in the wars.
Keita Simpson now getting back to his feet. Steve Williams is always going to be okay.
Play resumes.
Yeah, indeed. Flag is up for offside.
I'm surprised Diego McKenzie, or I'm actually surprised there hasn't been any change in the Tivoli front line. Neither of the front men have really imposed themselves on this Dunbeholden defense so far. Maybe even a change to putting the keel right back up there and then bringing on someone onto that left wing to get more energy there. Could be the way.
Well, that change may happen soon enough. For Tivoli Gardens, Justin Dunn is getting ready to make an appearance. And Janelle Ray as well.
Tivoli Gardens still holding on in this game. Dunbeholden have been the better team for, I'd say, around 62 minutes. But the scorelines are level.
Dunbeholden again. Jones. Watkin. Ricardo Thomas now. Nicoy Christian. Still recovering from the flu. Just played him for about a month, Nicoy Christian. And he's not close to being match fit. Well, definitely not for the full 90. They have a free kick now. And it is in the territory of Christian.
It was his captain who took up the ball. McCarthy. He's going to place it as well. And it was Pennycook who fouled Stephen Williams.
Well, they are constructing the wall here at Tivoli Gardens. 4-man strong at the moment. Maybe a 5-man strong wall. McCarthy is behind this. Williams is there. Thomas is also there.
Tivoli wall is one of considerable height.
Let's see who will take this. It is McCarthy. Oh, it's gone through, Clark. Well, Fabian McCarthy, he doesn't score much, but that's his second goal this season for the holding midfielder. And Dunbeholden, they've turned this game around, and they now lead by 2-1.
Well, it's the duality of a man, isn't it? That ball went straight down the middle of the goal. Should have been a comfortable save by Nicholas Clark, who has had a lovely game up until this point. But at two pivotal moments for both of the Dunbeholden goals now, he's been at fault. And Fabian McCarthy says, well, you can't see me. And Nicholas Clark, it's almost as if he couldn't see the ball because he let that one in so easily. And Fabian McCarthy, the captain, with the free kick, has given Dunbeholden the lead over Tivoli. And just like the last time they scored a goal in the league, they've scored first and then coughed up the lead. How will they respond in this time?
Wellington is off. And Janil Ray is on. Well. Carlton Salmon is now on for Diego McKenzie. Long throw inside the area. Pennycook. Lewis. Ball set inside the area. Wonderful ball, you know. Comes as far as Simpson. Simpson inside the area. It's a substitute. Janil Ray who heads it over. May have been his first touch, you know. And what a way to have opened his account this season if he had converted.
How did he miss? How didn't he keep that one down on target? How? Are are Tivoli not level again in this game? Dunbeholden riding their luck on that occasion for sure. 3 players left unmarked at the back post. What a chance that was.
Ricardo Thomas lost this one inside the area. Go, the younger one, manages to save it. Morris to Ray.
Disappointing pass.
Morris was held. Simpson now. Wasn't fully aware of the surroundings.
Yeah.
He said I didn't hear the call from his goalkeeper. Here's a corner kick, held well by Damian Hyatt. Taken quickly by Wright. McCrae. Lewis sends it out wide. That's a good ball to Janil Ray. Thomas did put a foot in the way. Corner kick to Tivoli Gardens. Here's a corner kick, sent inside. Tivoli set to make another change. Devontae McCrae comes off. Anthony Nelson comes on. Morris with a wonderful flick to Lewis. Lewis tried to get that one inside, and there's a miscommunication there between goalkeeper and defender again. It's Watkin not hearing Hyatt, and with both of them coming together, they concede a corner. There's the ball inside the area. Here's Simpson over the top. Trying to keep that one down, as well as keep the power.
Lent back just a touch before kicking that one. Making that one go over. Should have gotten over it just a little bit more. Got the requisite power, but as you mentioned, he couldn't keep it down.
Heavy first touch there. At that occasion from Williams. Simpson was looking for the free kick for his team. Here they come again, Dunbeholden. Ball played across, it's for Williams. And couldn't get behind it properly.
I think the sting was maybe taken out of that shot by the deflection.
Well, they have another opportunity to go forward with Douglas. Williams again. Here's a chance for McCarthy. The first touch wasn't the best. Still has possession though. Jones is put behind by Morris. Corner kick to Dunbeholden.
That was a big chance, you know, for Dunbeholden. It's almost as if they didn't know who should take the shot. Stephen Williams with a good cutback into the right area of space after winning the ball back high. Here it is, the cutback. No one wanted to shoot. Ooh. I think there was a chance for Barnett, you know, again from the corner. Unmarked, headed it wide. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Good delivery and another mix-up. It's all happening here.
Yeah, if only we can see it. But yes, it is. It is all happening here. With Tivoli guards unable to clear their back line.
Yeah, trying to play it out, but clearly not comfortable enough to do so.
Christian with a touch inside, looking for Williams. Williams pulls it back. Surely! And it's taken. And it's a schoolboy who puts that one away. Welcome to the Premier League, officially Malachi Douglas. He opens his account. And the 18-year-old has put this game beyond doubt now. Dunbeholden 3, Tivoli Gardens 1.
It's almost as if Tivoli Gardens were saying, okay, we need to give Dunbeholden another goal here. Time after time, they were giving the ball away in dangerous areas. And this time, Dunbeholden made them pay. Two excellent passes of quality. First by Nicoy Christian to Stephen Williams to put him in. And for the second time, he cut the ball back, but this time there was someone to oblige and place it expertly into the corner. And that person was Malachi Douglas. He thrived in schoolboy football, making those late runs into the box to finish chances. And he's brought it up to the senior game as well. As I said, welcome to top flight football. And he welcomed himself by doing exactly what he did expertly for the entire 2022 season in schoolboy football. Jermaine Teddy Johnson, I'm sure, has a lot to think about.
Trying to hit that one on the volley. And almost went through there. And it goes the other way. Williams. Can Dunbeholden get more? Clark is off his line and he'll get there. Ball over the top, hopeful as it was. And Hyatt is right there. McCarthy, one of the leading contenders for player of the game, I think. If not the leading contender.
Yeah, you might be. Kimo Jones. They shouldn't give him too much space. Good pass, but his teammate was offside.
Another change is going to be made. Peter McGregor is making his way onto the park. McGregor comes on for Gow. It's about 7 minutes to go. Tivoli Gardens, can they get anything out of this game? He is emotional, we can tell you that. Rodika Wellington heard him screaming that he's tired to lose. And Tivoli Gardens on their way to another defeat here. You said before that he wears his heart on his sleeve, Wellington. And he and his team has a lot to contemplate. Where do they go from here? It's McCarthy on it. McCarthy sends it out wide. Christian on the ball. Nikoi Christian. Tivoli. Can they get one now? Lewis outside. Morris couldn't quite get there. Pennycook. Well, that was the best kill here, and it's a chance for a second. It's wide of the mark. Well, they have been getting the chances. They just haven't been able to convert. And on that occasion, it was Anthony Nelson. He should have buried that Leger.
Once again, I don't know how he didn't. Seems as if he was just trying to get any type of contact on it.
Especially with the pressure that was coming in from Watkin, I'd imagine.
Dunbeholden has given up chances to this Tivoli team, but they just haven't taken them.
How far away do you think they are from being that functioning team who wins? We'll get back to that in just a moment as Dunbeholden trying to get further into the attacking third. Jones wins it. Free kick for Tivoli. And they take it quickly. Good work. Very good work by Hodges.
Yeah, ask a question, how far do I think Tivoli are from becoming a more functioning team, a team who can really challenge at the top of the league? You put me in a tough spot there because...
Well, I'm not even saying at the top of the league because we know that there's a bit of a gap there. But they haven't been scoring. They haven't been creating a whole lot of chances. This game has been an exception. And Jermaine Teddy Johnson as head coach. You just saw Rodika Wellington pretty emotional on the sidelines as well. They all have Tivoli Gardens in their hearts. What do they do?
There's another moment of emotions boiling over for Tivoli. Alton Lewis. Seems as if there was an altercation there with the youngster Devontae Hodges. But yeah, it's a tough one for them because I think they lack a bit of quality in central midfield areas and in attack.
Well, here's a free kick from Morris. Set to come in the area. Well, referee Nation again having a conversation with Watkin and Lewis.
Box is loaded.
That it is. But the cross was wasted. So, it's time for the Sportsmax app moment, courtesy of the Sportsmax app. And that was a critical moment in the game just before the halftime break. Coming together, Pennycook and the Clark should have had a stronger hand. I think Clark and Barnett was right there to convert. And that was the Sportsmax app moment of the game. Barnett getting his 6th goal of the season. Really shifted the momentum.
It did, just like it has done before in Tivoli Gardens games, a goal right before the end of the first half.
Well, Tivoli, can they get something here? Trying to sweep his way inside the box. Nikhil Wright.
Has tried today, Nikhil Wright. Has looked really good in some instances.
But as far as your player of the game is concerned, any other candidates outside of Fabian McCarthy who stands out?
I personally, although Fabian McCarthy has had a very solid game, my shout would be kind of a wild card one, and it would be Devante Hodges at the back. I think he's been very solid. His distribution has been very good as well. So I think he has really set the tone, not only from a defensive sense, but also from a ball-playing sense as well, in terms of getting the ball in between the lines. His distribution has been very good as well.
4 minutes of stoppages to be played, by the way. Tivoli Gardens still going forward. Lovely touch. Tried to do it again to get by Watkin. It wasn't the best option from Nelson. Here's Christian. Lovely ball almost through. But Clark playing the sweeper keeper role.
Always looking for an incisive pass, Nicoy Christian.
Nelson. Hodges with the clearance.
Yeah, so that's really my couple of cents on the man of the match discussion. I think it could be Devante Hodges. I think he's had a really good game, but I have no qualms giving it to Fabian McCarthy because I think he's been really solid and he scored the goal to give Dunbeholden the lead in this game, as well as there's a yellow card to Howard Morris. So I have no qualms about that one. Fabian McCarthy, the captain. I'd lean towards McCarthy. The producer there wanted me to give a definitive decision. He's tired of me sitting on the fence, but I'd give McCarthy just because, you know, he scored the goal as well. But I think
special mention.
Yeah, I have to give a special mention to Hodges. I think this is the best I've seen him play since getting into the team.
Morris trying to go all the way through and also was looking for the infringement or the call against it. Oh, that's a delightful ball, you know. Was in an offside position apparently.
Yeah, McGregor. Yellow carded for his complaints.
McGregor sends it out wide. Can they get a fourth Dunbeholden? It's with Williams on his left. Williams! We'll talk about making a mark from off the bench. It's another goal for Dunbeholden. It's a massive statement. It's a second goal for Williams this season. And the 32-year-old who has come off the bench has made his mark in this game. And they are the clear winners in this contest, Dunbeholden.
What a goal that was. Pure skill once the ball was played out. And McGregor may not have scored, but he's certainly gotten his assist for that play as well. Substitutes linking up. Stephen Williams has been very good since coming on as well. Excellent work there once he was one-on-one versus the defender. And coolly slotted past Nicholas Clark, who must be saying after all of those saves, I've still conceded 4 goals. And Tivoli, they've had a really, really rough day at the office.
Yeah, it could have been 7.
7th heaven. This game has gotten quite physical towards the end.
Tivoli Gardens, they've suffered a couple of big defeats. Went down to Mount Pleasant 3-1. Went down to Cavalier by 3-0. But now this one will really hurt. The final score with Dunbeholden running riot here at the Ashenheim Stadium. 4-1, the final score. And pretty much the players had their way in this one. As we take a look at the full-time highlights here between Dunbeholden and Tivoli Gardens. This one sent inside the area, and it was a lovely ball from Paulino. I'm not sure how that was missed by Dean Andre Thomas. And then Wellington's delivery was a really good one. Came off Zakia Wilkes. And that's how Tivoli Gardens went ahead, an own goal. Then the ball played inside the area. That was a wonderful ball inside from Gao. And Barnett with the header. Wonderful save from Nicholas Clark. And then Clark made a meal of this one, I felt. Colliding with his captain, Odin Pennycook. Should have got a stronger hand on it. And Barnett was there to convert. And the tide changed. Dunbeholden still had their chances. Came off Hodges there. Wasn't quite aware of that one. And Malachi Douglas played that one inside. And it came off Powell. Clark again with the save. Had to tip it over the bar. And there will be more opportunities for Dunbeholden. Douglas making room. Very good shot that was. It was Powell rather with the effort. It was a wonderful hit. Clark with the save. Strong palm on it. And then the goal went through Clark. McCarthy with the effort. On target. It has to be on target first, right? Then this delivery inside the area. Keto Simpson blasting this one inside. It was headed over the top. Janil Ray, the substitute, I think that was his first touch. And nothing more could have been said by Teddy Johnson. Loved the ball played inside from Christian to Williams. And then converted well by Malachi Douglas in the 81st minute. Opening his account in the Jamaica Premier League, the 18-year-old from Clarendon College. More opportunities. And Nelson couldn't put that one inside the net. Under pressure all the time though. from Cheboy Watkin, but really that should have been on target. And then McGregor came out as a sub, provided the assist here. Williams cutting inside and driving that one past Nicholas Clark. Nothing Clark could have done about that one. Williams getting his second goal this season. As we take a look at the statistics here, Dunbeholden with 13 shots, 10 of which were on target. That's not a bad ratio at all. Tivoli Gardens with just the 1 shot on target. Dunbeholden committed 13 fouls, 2 more than Tivoli Gardens. 5 offsides. Dunbeholden were caught on those 5 occasions, and they had the majority of the corners, twice as much as Tivoli Gardens, who had 5, and Dunbeholden had the majority of the possession at 52%.
Fabian McCarthy, today's man of the match. It was a real captain's performance by you, leading from the front. How was your performance today?
I can tell you it's just straight hard work. And as I always say, talent, hard work beat talent every day. So we just know it's just put in the work and hope for the result.
You displayed a lot of talent out there today, though. Your team got the result. What are you hoping for Dunbeholden moving forward for the rest of the season?
Well, coming after a loss from the last game, we said to ourselves, we can't go too straight down. We have to dig deep and dig for the victory. And hopefully, we come out 3 points today. And we give thanks to God.
Yeah, you should. It was a very good performance all across the team. Are there any players that you want to give a special shout out to that really played well alongside yourself?
Not really a specific player, but the whole team. After the halftime break, we have a serious talk and we said, listen, we need to do more for the team and for ourselves. So we dig in and, as you see, we get the 3.
All right, great performance today. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you much, man.
Now we'll be moving on to the coaching staff of Tivoli Gardens. Didn't get the result that they would have wanted today, I'm sure. Coach, you started the game well, but after that it tapered off. What went wrong?
We just indiscipline in terms of work and getting back, that little short sprint there. That's something we have to just continue to work on though.
So what are you hoping for the rest of the season to push forward? What can be the spark to ignite Tivoli Gardens?
Just looking forward to our defense, our setup again. It wasn't a good one today. I think we play in little patches and we make so. I think today is a definite game. We can say we lose the game by ourselves. I don't think Dunbeholden even do anything to even win this game. I think we just are here, we just take these 3 points and go home with. But going forward, we just have to look on all the mistakes that we make today and correct them. And we still believe we can get it done. So we just have to continue to work hard.
All right, thank you very much, Coach.
Welcome.
I'll be moving on to the Dunbeholden coaching staff. I'm sure, Coach, you're smiling, you're obviously in a very good mood. How was the performance today?
Well, let me say I'm pleased with the performance, though we started a bit slow, but in the end we picked up momentum because we assessed this Tivoli team and we always knew that we have the players to get the victory at the end of the day, and I'm very pleased for that victory.
Your captain mentioned that in the first half, after the first half, they went in, and in the break you spoke about how much the team needed to fight and to get the result. I'm sure you're ecstatic about how the team played in the second half.
Most definitely. Yesterday after training, we spoke about how many times after we conceded 1 goal, we allowed team to go 2, and we need to stop that. And though we conceded early, the team showed character, and I'm very pleased for that today.
What do you feel about McGregor? He hasn't been scoring. He came off the bench, provided a really good assist for Williams towards the end. What are you telling him so he can remain focused and keep going for the team?
Well, just continue to work. We know what McGregor has within him, and he has been training very hard, and we see what he's capable of doing. So today, though he didn't start, we always know that once he gets an opportunity, he will play the best. Sometimes confidence is something you need more time to build on, and we are giving him that time, and we are quite happy that he came on today and delivered an assist.
You got the win, you're moving forward, you've opened up a gap now between yourselves and the rest of the chasing pack. do you think that he can stay in the top 6 and even push forward to the finals like he did last year?
Well, as I said in previous interviews, our aim is to take it game by game, and that's what we're doing. The next matchup will be against Cavalier, so we'll be going back to the training pitch and prepare for Cavalier, and we take it game by game from there and see where it is. The aim is to end in the top 6. As long as we reach in the top 6, then it's a great opportunity to reach the final.
Great performance today, coach. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
So really good performance there by Dunbeholden. 4-1 the final score. Tivoli Gardens, they really do have a lot of work to do. Let's see if they'll be able to bounce back in the near future.